Hello, my crafty friends. It's Marie from Marie's Vermont Creations, and today I am creating a card for the April card Hoppin, a year of fun themes and techniques. And the technique choices for this month were bouquet or galaxy backgrounds, and then the theme was anything but stamps. So I opted to go with the bouquet technique. I have done this before, and I will link a video in the upper right hand corner for you. I had a template already done. That's what I'm working on right now, but I went to go make this video and couldn't find what I'd done with it. So I will have to hunt for it to see where I've put it. But for now, this is just a piece of watercolor cardstock. I don't even know the dimensions. It was just a scrap from my stash that I folded in half, and I am punching out a variety of circles from it just to give me a template to create my circles for the bouquet effect. That punch that I was just using right there, I was trying to get it to go through the other half of the cardstock, and I broke it. So that punch is no more. Even though in a few minutes I'm going to try to use it again, because I didn't realize I had truly broken it. I think the spring went in the center of it, so it will not close anymore. So I am going to take some backgrounds from my stash. The first background that you see on the top, that pink one, is from the shaving cream video I did for the Card Hoppin' series a few months ago. I absolutely loved it, but I'm trying to use up some of the backgrounds from my stash. So there's that background. This one is just some watercolor with some shimmer on it, and then this one was some inks that I did hydro dipping with. My sentiment is going to be from the Simon Says Stamp Mother's Day limited edition card kit that says "You mean the world to me," and I'm going to use that sentiment for all three of the cards that I create today. So I have my ink blending foam and my white pigment ink, and I am just going to randomly put circles all over this background. Now for this particular panel, it doesn't show up as well because it was a little bit of a lighter background, but I have a technique that I will share with you in just a minute to give this some wow factor. So I will get to that. So I just overlap them when I'm making the circles. I make some of them darker, I make some of them lighter. If I mess up and I get kind of the edge of my template and there's like a square there, I just put another circle over it and you can't tell that I had done that. I was thinking this technique is from photography, I believe, and if you do a certain filter or setting, it will give you these white circles in your pictures. So that's kind of what we're recreating, but I think it might be fun to do different colored inks with this template to get circles, or you could even do different shapes just to kind of see how that would look on your background. So I might give that a try. I didn't think of it until doing the voiceover, of course, or I probably would have given it a shot. So on this background that I'm doing, because the colors are so much darker and solid and very vibrant, you can see the circles in the white ink much clearer. So I am going to continue to do this for the second panel. I do the same thing for the third panel. I just cut that part out. I didn't think you needed to watch me to do it a third time. But once I get them all completed with whatever, and there's no right or wrong amount of circles, go crazy. I do it different for each one. Sometimes I do just a few, other times I go crazy and have them all over the place. And this template's helpful, and I will save this to use for future times as long as I don't lose this one as well. Because, my craft room needs an overhaul right now. So that is actually a project that I need to work on. Organization and purging of some items. I have things in there that are old and I haven't used in a while. So, but I know what'll happen is I'll find all these fun things and then start playing. So then the shaving cream background, I did the same thing. And so this watercolor panel, I am going to take and put through my embossing folder, which is like to me it looks like shattered glass. Kind of, it's one of those detailed embossing folders. So I did that just to give it some extra dimension, and then I used some specialty cardstock. This was a scrap from my stash. It came in a Simon Says stamp card kit from quite a while ago, but it also has some texture, which is why I decided to put this one through the embossing folder. So I am just using some liquid adhesive to adhere this down to this card panel, and I will hold it for a few seconds so that the glue has a chance to grab on, since it's such a textured panel that we're putting it on. If you don't want to sit and hold it, you can definitely put your Misty on top or a few acrylic blocks to give it some weight so that the glue has a chance to adhere. So that's going to be that panel. And then for this one that you can't see the circles quite as well, I have some Ranger sticky powder. And this is something that's familiar to me from back when I was a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. We had some powder like this that when you would apply Versamark ink like I'm doing here all over your card panel, and then you put this powder over it and heat it with your heat gun, it becomes sticky. And so then at that point you can pour glitter over it and then heat it up again to set the sticky part to hold the glue. And so I finally found this version from Ranger because I'd missed having that availability, because this makes awesome Christmas cards. If you've seen the cards in the grocery store where they have that glittery effect, this gives you that look if you have this sticky powder. So I'm just heating it up, and you can watch and see where you've melted it. And then I will take some glitter from Brutus Monroe. I believe it's called Fairy Dust. It's a very fine glitter. And I'm going to pour that over this whole panel. And then I reheat it with my heat gun so that I can set that so that the glitter doesn't fall off and the panel doesn't feel sticky. And when I do that, you'll notice that the colors for the panel and even the white circles stand out more, because right now they're looking pretty dull and kind of meh. So once I start to heat it up, that purple really pops on this panel. So it's just a fun way to add some pizzazz to cards. And if you want to add glitter but don't want it to be flaking off everywhere, this is another good option. So see how vibrant that purple is getting? So I love doing this. So like I said, I was really glad when I found that Ranger had this product, because I missed having it for sure. So again, I am going to take just a plain white cutout of my sentiment that says "You mean the world to me," and just adhere that down with the liquid glue as well. And again, holding it because it is adhering to a glittered surface, so I want to make sure that my glue really grabs a hold. And then once I get that panel finished, I am going to take the last one and use my corner rounder, and I will use the 1/2 inch side, and I will corner round the 4 corners of my panel and the 4 corners of my card base. And these are all A2 size cards. My panels are cut down to 5 1/4 by 4 for all of them, so I will have a slight white border. And this one, for the sentiment, it doesn't show really in the video, but it is a white glitter cardstock. So I thought I'd give the sparkle on the sentiment instead of the panel this time. And so I'm just going to get that glued down. And again, I don't have to hold this one as long because it's really just a flat background. I haven't done anything to that to give it any issues for the sentiment to stick to. But then I'm going to take out that corner rounder, and just to give it a little something different, some interest. You could embellish these if you had sequins or different things that you wanted. You could add characters if you wanted, but it's such a large sentiment that I thought I would just do kind of a set so that they coordinate but yet are different. They each have their own unique qualities about them. So then I'm going to take this liquid glue and adhere that panel down, and even the back of it with this shaving cream technique was just as pretty as the front, so I could have used either side. So I'm just going to get that adhered down, and that will complete that card. And then I will continue to adhere the panels to their card bases. Like I said, they're all A2 size cards. So this is part of a hop. Everyone will pick whether they were doing the bouquet technique or if they were going to do a galaxy background. So I can't wait to see what everyone has created for their projects. The next person that's in the hop will be listed down below, and I will list the entire hop lineup, because if you get lost along the way, then you can, find your way back and watch everyone's projects. So if you have any questions or comments or suggestions for future projects that you'd like to leave me, feel free to leave me a comment down below. If you like what you see here, feel free to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And as always, I hope that you have a great day.